What is going on, guys? Rannerz here. Today got a little shorter video. It's going through my settings, my controller settings, my camera settings. Make sure you guys are up to date with all your settings if you want to copy mine. Now, there's actually a decent amount of changes this year, so for once this is actually a relevant video. Normally it's just showing my existing stuff, but now there's actually some important information. There's two things that are really important, but yeah, we'll just head straight in. So customized controls is what you want to head into first, okay? And so, personally, I don't use time finishing. So you can. I think the boost just isn't there anymore. It's just not worth the risk reward. But you can use it. Gotta keep the next player switch indicator on. They added this last year. I feel like it's a really good feature. It tells you who you're going to switch if you hit L1 or LB. I'm actually on Xbox right now, so LB. Pass block assistance. I leave it on. I think it's good to have. Auto switching, I go like air balls and loose balls. So that's mainly because then it switches on crosses and on corners. Because if you turn it off completely, you'd have to switch on corners and crosses, which would be a pain. But then you don't want to be constantly switching every time they pass. Because if you have it on auto, every time they pass the ball, you'd switch player. It's just annoying. So air balls and loose balls is the way to go. I don't actually have any switching move assistance. I used to actually run it on high, which means when it auto switches you, the player continues their run the way they're moving. So you won't instantly say stand still as you switch the player. They'll continue what they were doing before they switch just a little bit. But no, I lived it on none because normally when I switch to somebody, is because they're not doing what I want them to do, and I want to readjust them quickly. Whereas if you have it on high like I did have it, you'd have to wait a sec till you actually could control it. Jockey assisted, of course, it's overpowered. Get it on assisted. Auto flare pass, auto clearance, auto shots. Just have them all on. They don't really do me dirty too much, so I'll leave them on. The player lock feature on. I might do a tutorial on that. Let me know if you're interested. Contextual agile dribbling. Yes. Just yes. And it's just better dribbling basically. Assisted headers. So a lot of people are actually going with manual headers. So the manual headers are better, but I'm too bad at shooting headers, so I have them on. But I'm thinking about taking them off soon, so might change that. But if you do, you have to practice with it. Let's just switching. Always play relative, so always while I play on. You can do ball relative, but that's different from every FIFA, so that would even confuse you. I don't know why you'd ever want ball relative. Ground pass assisted. True ball. I was thinking about assisted for this, but semi is so good this year, so semi is the play. Shot assistant, gotta be assisted. This should never be off assisted. Even semi, no shot. Assisted is just the best way to play. So cross assistant, this is what you want to change. You want to change this to assisted this year, and it makes it a lot better. So get that changed. Lob pass assistance, assisted, yup. Saves doesn't matter unless you actually play as a goalkeeper. Analog sprint, I have it on, but doesn't really matter that much because I full push my analog stick anyways. Tactical defending, yep. And pass. So yeah, so I prefer late. So that means, you know, when you aim a pass, if you aim it one direction and press A, if you're on late, you can still move the left stick to somebody else before the contact is made. But if you do it early, it'll just pass to whoever you initially aimed at, which is bad. You want late so that you can readjust in case that pass gets blocked. Because you could press the pass button and your player could get stuck in an animation. And then the pass takes way longer than you think, and by that time the pass is locked. Oh, blocked, sorry. So then you want to switch to somebody who's actually open. So that's why you need late. And then for these I have my standard ones. I don't change them. If you do play with like PES controls, change them there. Now game settings. This is something you gotta change. This is the most ridiculous thing they've ever added. So it's this new feature, competitor mode, right? Shout out to example. who tweeted this and told me about this, right? So if you have this enabled, okay, if you have this on, and you're playing a game against somebody, and they disconnect from the game, not rage quit. If they rage quit, you still get the win. If they disconnect, like the internet goes, or they turn off their console, you play out the game against the AI. You have to play out the game. So like, if you're like winning a draft like 3-0 and they like disconnect, the game doesn't end. You play against AI for the rest of the game, and the AI is unbelievable this year. So yeah, make sure that's turned off, please. But yeah, nothing else you need to change out of here. Camera, so you know, I like my default 10-10-10. That's how I play now. A lot of people don't play like that. You'll see nearly everybody run your co-op or tele-broadcast. Default's the way for me. If you're wondering why default, it's because you can see the whole width of the pitch. So you can always see like both sidelines the whole time. Which means it's harder to dribble because it doesn't zoom in on the dribbler as much. But for like switching the passes, seeing deep runs, seeing where everybody is on the pitch, it's not more effective, and that's what I prefer. Because I don't dribble people one-on-one that much, so it's better to have like pitch awareness, for lack of a better word. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed that video. That's pretty much everything covered. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to